Well, hello, folks. Ouch. That hurts. D-Roy Cruz here, your Life Applications Officer. I just want to say one thing. Just one thing. Where is it? Now, personally, I think Mike Pence gave the best analogy of this whole indictment thing with Donald Trump. Now, earlier Mike Pence went up against Trump when it came to the January 6th situation. And I think now he's rethinking it. He's thinking that, whatever the people did doesn't necessarily mean that Trump, and there's no proof. If you look at what he said politically and psychologically, there is nothing there that says that Trump, there's nothing there that says that Trump actually provoked the people to go and do what they did. Okay? Now, I like some of the stuff that Pence said here. Did I say his name? Mike Pence. Yeah, Mike Pence. Pence said here in this video right here, you can see it, former Vice President Pence, indictment of Trump is an outrage, okay? You can look up this video if you want to. And I listened to it. Here's my thing. What he said, I'm really shocked, but it's very wise what he said. And what I took out of it is that you can't. Is it really about Donald Trump? Or is it about the time that we're in? Mike Pence was talking about criminality in the White House and criminality in our court systems, criminality in the FBI and all the central intelligence agencies and so forth and so on. Okay? And what he's saying is it really about Donald Trump? Or is it about what's going on in the system? Even the hatred that people have for Donald Trump. Did Donald Trump really create that? Or was the media paid to create that? Did Donald Trump really do an injustice by being another politician? Another politician? Let me say it one more time. Another politician that slept with Stormy Daniels and other porn stars? Another politician that cheated on his wife, if that's what he did in the first place, okay? Is he wrong because he's another one? Or is he wrong because he actually did a grave injustice? Is he wrong because they want him not to run? Now, I found out today when I woke up from a nap, I just found out that Donald Trump, he's already running. I didn't know this. I know I'm stupid. I didn't know that he's already at the top of the polls. That's what everybody's saying. I watched about 3 different videos. They said he's at the top of the polls for the Republican presidency already. Oh, well that explains a lot. So, that tells me that they're trying their best to keep him from running. And they might not even really want to evict him, as they said, 136 years. They just want to put him away so that they can keep him from running, because whoever's in charge, and me and an Indian brother was talking about this last night, and he agreed with me, when you are put into office, No one talks about this, but there are people above you. And I've heard people, deny this. And they got to be out of their cotton picking mind. But when you enter the office, whether it be the office of the presidency, the Senate, Congress, whatever, okay? Government, offices, whatever it may be. There is a supervisory committee over that. This is why all these accusations and all these attacks on Donald Trump have not really happened. They've tried, but it hasn't really put forth. But at the same time, people that should be prosecuted, people that honestly should, and I told a guy last night about this and we got into a heated discussion, he brought it up. Because I said the word, because I told him that, he was talking about a neighborhood is racist that he never been to before. I said, how do you know they're racist? He goes, because they let the Ku Klux Klan, have a rally out there. Okay, my God. Okay, so I guess it's okay for the Ku Klux Klan to have a rally and white folks kick them out of their neighborhood or peaceably tell them that they'll pass. Okay, and only a couple people or a small handful of people in the neighborhood listen to their rhetoric and they send them away. It's still racist though. But then Black Lives Matter can go into a neighborhood and destroy your property, okay, and they can go into restaurants in a white neighborhood and overturn tables and so forth like that. They can do rioting every time a black person, a black thug that is, gets shot. Okay? But that's called a peaceful protest. Help me out with this. Okay? And I agree with Mike Pence said here. He says basically that you can't go for one man like he's this giant, this giant superhero, okay, without going to what's going on behind him. So, like I said, there's a supervisory committee, that's not what they're called, but there's the supervisory committee to any office you want to get into. It doesn't matter whether it's the president or the Supreme Court. There is supervision over what you're about to do. So if you're about to run for office, they have to look at that and say, is he qualified to run for office, first of all? What are his credentials in running for office? Number two, okay, what kind of rhetoric is he going to be talking about, and how does this affect the people? Sure, he can say anything he wants to say, but as the President of the United States, there's certain things he can't say, and there's certain things he can say. And as a Democrat, there's certain things that he shouldn't say, and there's certain things he definitely should say. And as a Republican, there's certain things he can't say, he shouldn't say, and there's certain things that he definitely should say. Whether we agree with it or not, if he's running for the Republican office, he should say certain things. Because he's running for the Republican office. And one thing I've learned about the Democratic Party, and I didn't learn this from my own study, I've learned this from your study, from listening to you talk, is that the Democrats have always been in charge. Even right now as we speak, you got this man, one man running for office But yet inside the office, the Democrats hold most of the offices inside the office. I just found that out this year. So, the only thing Trump is doing is whatever isn't controlled by the Democrats. Congress is controlled by the Democrats. I learned that 2 years ago. Okay? I didn't know that. And I think the Senate, I don't know. Think they have the Senate too? I'm not sure. But I know that most of the White House has always, for a long time now, been controlled by the Democrats. Okay? I know this. I cannot understand how you can say, like Penn said, how you can say that it's just him and not those behind him that are his enemies. You know, it's just like the whole, and I'm closing. It's just like the whole, what is it? In vaccination. The evac. The coronavirus evac. In vaccination for the evac. For the coronavirus. Okay? Donald Trump started that before he stepped down from office. That might have been the last thing he did, but it was already out. People were getting injections and testing this drug, okay, long before, okay, he stepped out of office, okay? Now, Biden comes in and makes all these mandates, and he takes credit for the vaccination, okay? He takes credit for it, okay? Now, this is funny, because I heard them say and give Biden credit for the vaccination. But then some people were turning around and saying, well, if the vaccination is bad and it's bad for you, Donald Trump is the one that started the vax. Okay, look, where do we get to a point to where we accept that we can't do anything about certain things? All we can do is sit back and pray, number one. Number two, where do we get to the point to where all these people, if we don't like something, we don't give them we don't do unto them as we would want done unto ourselves. Like, nobody's perfect and nobody's completely innocent. Most of y'all ain't Christians. And I don't judge you or point my finger at you until you are actually calling yourself a Christian. Donald Trump didn't call himself a Christian. Okay? Neither did Bill Clinton. Okay? Neither did Obama. So as far as what you do in the bedroom, whether you pay, some hooker or whatever, that's something that's outside the scope. You can't sit there and support homosexuality, okay? Like, Mike Pence just got done talking about all the double standards. You can't sit there and support homosexuality. We got drag queens getting naked in front of children, and this is going viral. And do you think it's going to stop? Probably not. If it does stop, it'll only stop in one place. But this is what's going on. And Biden is sitting there smiling at this crap. Okay? You can't sit there and do that and then say, Donald Trump got caught in bed with Stormy Daniels and he used campaign funds. What other things has Barack used campaign funds for? What other things have Bill Clinton used campaign funds for? Okay? And they complained about it, but they didn't do nothing about it. Okay? Help me out here. I agree with Pence. There's a lot of double standards. A lot of double standards. A lot of double standards. You cannot be a double standard and then go as far as to say, oh, somebody should be in prison for something that they did. People don't go to jail for murder for 136 years. How you putting somebody, oh, because they use campaign funds? Let me tell you something about campaign funds. Every bit of money that goes outside that White House has financial consultants that are not just working for Trump or Biden or whoever. They are lawyers. And they are lawyers for the White House. Don't let people fool you. If Donald Trump was using campaign funds, okay, to do something wrong, first of all, those in charge of his finances would have got arrested a long time ago. A long time ago. So you're telling me that he was using campaign funds while he was in office, but you didn't find out about it until he got out of office. Come on, people. Come on. Come on. All the time he was in office, they was using everything against him. Every little tiny word out of his mouth, every little thing that he did with an ink pen, everything that they were recording him talking to lawyers and talking to Congress, and every single private meeting, they recorded him. You're telling me they didn't know the campaign funds was being taken out of the White House to be spent on prostitutes, and if Donald Trump really did do it, I'm sure he wasn't the only one. He just happened to be the president. But, come on. Come on, people. You know better than this. You know better. But yet, what kills me is how people get on a bandwagon and they don't give a crap. They don't really care, but yet they get on it. Like Democrats. They don't really care about what needs to be done for the Democratic Party. Do you know how many Democrats I deal with a day? They're all Democrats. I'm the only Trump supporter in the building. My boss was shocked the other day when he found out that I was a Trump supporter. And he was like, oh boy, we really, really, really need to protect you. We didn't know. I had no idea. I said, well, everybody ain't a Democrat, boss. He's like, yeah, we're going to need to put some signs up to protect you. Because most people here, including myself, we hate Trump. Okay? Again, though, is it about Trump or is it about the time? Is it about Trump or is it about the time that we're living in? I think it's about the time that we're living in. So, it's just getting crazy, and all these double standards. But I have to be part of the one that the one that lost, the one that got put in prison for 136 years. Meanwhile, murderers are getting out in 20. I mean, help me, Lord. I don't get it. And then he's going to be in there with people that he supports in that, or, well, the money he's making, he's going to be watching YouTube all day in prison. But he's still in a prison. They might not be able to get to him, might not be able to touch him, but they want to put him in a prison with people that he supported and paid their salary and paid their paychecks. They're paid them loan money. And some of them know it, but they want to stab him in the back for the sake of politics. And some of them don't even know it. And they want to hurt this man. They want to, like, yeah, I can imagine Donald Trump being in prison with a bunch of black people. Okay? And again, I'm going to say something here. There is, like I said in the last video, there's no country for black people. You are here to pick a side. You are not here to be a race. You're not a race, black people. And you are not from Africa. You think you're from Africa. You were slaves in Africa before you even got to the U.S. You need to chill with the BS. Really, enough is enough. You are in no position to try to get together and hate on anybody at all. All my life since I was a child, when black folks get together and start talking that white garbage, I'm out the door. And that started when I was a kid. Because when your parents put you out there and they don't care about some white man shooting you, or they don't care about some white man chasing you. My mother cared about me around white people one time. And that's when some white man who was clearly all over the news molesting kids. He was a child snatcher in McKeesport, Pennsylvania. And he was all over the news, and he was following me. And my mother immediately spent days, weeks, and months on that topic. Okay, because whether the man is black or white, he must be stopped. And some things must be stopped, whether you black or white. But black folks hating on white people because white people, you know why you hate white people? Because white people have the seniority. The difference between you and everybody else, the Indians, even the Native Americans, even Spanish people and so forth, they understand that white people got the seniority. How do white people got the seniority? They built this country. And you say, well, Jews built you say Jews built the pyramids. No, Jews built the pyramids under the supervision of the Egyptians. And today, black people and immigrants built this country under the supervision of white people. You didn't do it by yourself. And you didn't free yourself from slavery either. You didn't free yourself from slavery. Okay, it was the abolitionists that taught you about God. It was the abolitionists that taught you, okay, about what it really means to be free and all that kind of stuff. It was the peacekeepers that fought for you. There were white people in the Civil War that fought with you. It was white people that fought up against Jim Crow right next to you. It was white people that marched with Martin Luther King and celebrated his dream. You never did anything by yourself without the supervision of white people. None of you. Stop the BS. You are not here to be a race. You are here to cooperate. You are not here to be a race. You are here to cooperate. You don't even have a frickin' country. You letting people lie to you and tell you from Africa. You are not. You're not from Africa. Africans look at you and they go, oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, please, this nigger. Okay? You got Africans calling you the N-word. Don't nobody like us, and it ain't because the color of our skin, because half of them darker than us. It's because of our character. And the sooner you get that in your head, the better. Oh, sure, it might not be you as an individual, just like it's definitely sure ain't me as an individual. I haven't been this way since I was a child. I've never been part of the black community. Even when I was a baby growing up in the ghetto, I wasn't part of the black community. I stayed in the house until my white friends came and got me out of that ghetto. I didn't even want to come out of the house and play. I was so sick of black people. Just when I was a child. Don't blame my mother, because she was dead. Don't blame my father, because he died before she died. Okay? And my grandmother, my grandmother hated white people with a passion. But I was in there hiding with her. I don't want to be around your black behind, because all you want to do is fight. And you fight your own people more than you ever fight white people. I'm in there minding my own business. I can't sit out on the porch. Somebody gonna come up on my porch and want to fight me. Oh, why? You don't have a porch, dude? You jealous of my porch? You jealous of the blue carpet? What's your problem, dude? I can't watch TV on my porch. How many cousins do I need for you to stay away from me? All my life. Just like the other day. I didn't say nothing about Donald Trump. He brought it up. Because he knows I'm a Republican. One minute he want to offer me a ride home. Okay? And then the next minute he want to fight with me about Donald Trump. What kind of black nonsense is this? Oh, black people are only allowed to vote Democrat. Black people are only allowed to listen to rap music and soul music. Black people are only allowed to live in certain cities and states. Black people are only allowed to be part of this religion or that religion. Because if you be something different, you're going against your black race. White people don't feel towards each other like that. You go across the world and become a Muslim, or become a Muslim right here in the States. White people don't get mad at white people for becoming Muslim. White people don't get mad at white people for becoming Christian or atheist or anything. Because we all know that God is going to sort it all out on the last day. But, in closing, there is no country for black folks. You don't have a country, and you're the only one that don't have a country. Everybody else got somewhere else to go until you start calling them names like Hispanic and maybe Latino, you know. But see, even them people, they speak Spanish, most of them, as a first language, a lot of them, okay? They can go and survive easily in Spain or survive easily in Mexico or wherever they can find people like themselves, okay? And all the Asian people, you give them new names, but they're originally China or they're originally Japan or Korea, okay? Everybody has a country to go to, a culture to go to, okay, and a language to go back to, except black folks. You're not here, okay, to be a race. You are not a race, black people. You're here to cooperate, not be a race, okay? You are here to pick a side. Like I said in the last video, that got deleted because I got a new phone and I forgot to well, I don't have a new phone, but I switched back to this phone and I uploaded the video. I didn't upload the video before my phone got destroyed, but anyway, well, not destroyed, but before my phone got cut off and I switched back to this phone here, I forgot to upload the video to YouTube. But anyway, I'm done. You are not here to be a race, you're here to cooperate. And the sooner you understand that, the better. God bless you. I am DeRoy Cruz. I am your life applications officer. Thank you for watching.